Dana White is absolutely furious at USADA's quote-unquote scumbaggery. The anti-doping agency announced that it will no longer work with the UFC starting January 1st, 2024, citing Conor McGregor as the main reason for their fallout. McGregor, who withdrew from the USADA testing pool following his loss to Dustin Poirier at UFC 264, was hoping to make a return to the cage by the end of this year. However, he needed to re-enter the testing pool and undergo 6 months of mandatory testing to be eligible to compete. The UFC and McGregor were looking for an exemption, which, according to USADA, wasn't possible. That led to a fallout between the two parties. The UFC has responded to USADA's claims, as well as found a replacement. Here's what Dana White had to say about it.
Well, let me just start with this. It wasn't an announcement. It was a dirty move by them.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no announcement yesterday. That was straight up scumbagism, what happened yesterday. Okay.
USADA. All right, good.
Yeah, so that will all be addressed today. Not by me. I'll let Nowitzki and our lawyer Hunter Campbell handle that. But yeah, the you-know-what is about to hit the fan on that one.
USADA and the UFC had a close partnership for nearly a decade, collaborating to maintain the integrity of the athletes competing in the octagon. According to the UFC's perspective, as presented by Senior Vice President Jeff Nowitzki, there have been concerns about the athlete experience under USADA, largely due to the burdens it has imposed on them. To address these concerns, the UFC's internal team has been diligently working to provide athletes with improved technology for whereabouts reporting. UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell expressed strong disapproval of the actions taken by USADA against Conor McGregor, describing them as disgusting. He even suggested that there might be potential legal liability associated with the drug testing agency's actions. In short, the USADA is now out of the equation, and Drug Free Sport International, or DFSI, a drug testing agency based in Kansas City, has entered the chat. Moving on, we have more good news for MMA fighters, but before we get into the details of the story, please subscribe to Takedown MMA and turn on those notifications. Thank you. Back in February of this year, Ronda Rousey and California State Representative Matt Haney joined forces to introduce a bill aimed at establishing a pension fund for retired MMA fighters who have met specific competition criteria within the state. The bill is now a law, meaning that fighters can avail the fruit of their hard work once they turn 50 years old. Much of the credit goes to MMA pioneers like Ronda Rousey and Kat Zingano for working tirelessly to make it happen. While it's a significant step forward, it is important to note that this initiative currently applies to just the state of California. However, it's part of a broader movement to enhance fighter compensation and benefits within the sport. Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen has also expressed intentions to potentially introduce the Ali Expansion Act into the realm of MMA. Moving on, the UFC is set to make history with its inaugural event in Saudi Arabia on March 2nd, 2024. The event, scheduled as a fight night, will be part of Saudi Arabia's Riyadh Season Festival, a state-sponsored annual entertainment and sports gala. UFC President Dana White is expected to announce the lineup of competitors for the event in the coming months. The collaboration for this event is with Saudi General Entertainment Authority. This development follows the recent merger of UFC with WWE, forming the publicly traded TKO company under Endeavor. WWE has been hosting shows in Saudi Arabia since 2014 and has an established and profitable partnership that brings 2 major WWE events to the country annually. In August, the Professional Fighters League, a competitor to the UFC in the MMA world, sold a minority stake in its promotion to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, further reflecting the kingdom's growing involvement in combat sports. Notably, Saudi Arabia has also been actively hosting boxing events on a large scale, including the highly anticipated Tyson Fury vs. Francis Ngannou bout set for October 28th. Beyond combat sports, Saudi Arabia has been making significant investments in various sports, such as soccer, golf, and Formula One racing. Will the UFC's partnership with Saudi Arabia be as fruitful as the one with the United Arab Emirates? UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski doesn't seem to be dwelling on the potential drawbacks of a 2-week short-notice title bout against lightweight champion Islam Makhachev at UFC 294. The great Volk also doesn't appear to be concerned about facing early challenges in the fight. Instead, the pound-for-pound king is focusing on the advantages of getting the opportunity to face the reigning and defending lightweight champion of the UFC without the typical stress and pressures associated with a full-length fight camp.
I love this. and I needed this. You know what I mean? This excites me, and I think when I'm excited like this, I think I'm a dangerous man when I'm this excited and this fresh, mentally and physically. I'm going to go in with no nigglies, no mental fatigue or physical fatigue. I'm going in fresh and ready to shock the world.
Islam Makhachev's coach, Javier Mendez, also thinks the Aussie will fight with less pressure compared to their first meeting at UFC 284, where he pushed the Dagestani to his absolute limit. Now, this means that Volk will fight freely and take more chances.
He's going to do more. He's going to take chances. He's going to take more chances than last time. He's not going to be worried about the takedowns because, he's obviously survived the ground last time, and he also did his best work on the ground, not in the stand-up. So he's not going to be afraid of anything, and that's the one thing I feel he's going to do is he's going to come, and he's going to come throwing to no, he's not going to be too cautious. He's just going to come because he feels he can handle whatever Islam has to throw. But we'll see. I mean, you can feel whatever you want to feel, but when you're in there, it's not what I think, it's not what you think, it's not what anybody thinks, it's what these two are going to do. And can they handle it? I'm saying yes, but who knows?
Will Alexander Volkanovski pull off the upset on less than 2 weeks' notice? If he does, that's good news for Charles Oliveira, because if Makhachev wins, there's no chance that the Brazilian gets another title shot, according to his manager Ali Abdulaziz. In a recent tweet, Abdulaziz took a jab at Oliveira by giving him the example of Frankie Edgar, who suffered a similar cut 8 days before one of his featherweight title bouts against Jose Aldo, but still went ahead and fought the King of Rio. Here's what Abdulaziz said, and I quote, "This is Frankie Edgar 8 days before he fought Jose Aldo. Charles missed his opportunity. Justin Gaethje is next for the title." Do you agree with Ali Abdelaziz? While Alex Volkanovski is happy over his short-notice opportunity against Islam Makhachev, Bo Nickal isn't happy that the UFC chose Kamaru Usman over him to face Khamzat Chimaev. The Wolf, who was scheduled to face Paulo Costa in the UFC 294 co-main event, also had a last-minute change in opponent, with Kamaru Usman stepping in to face him in what will be a title eliminator, according to Dana White. Bo Nickal wasn't among the fighters contacted to fight Chimaev, but he believes the fight will happen down the road. Quote, "I was not offered to fight at UFC 294. Everyone knows I want the fight. Looks like we will do it in the future with full camps, which is preferable. I want to beat everyone at their best with a full camp preparing for me." Nevertheless, Khamzat looks stronger, faster, and better than ever ahead of his blockbuster middleweight matchup with the former welterweight kingpin. Here's a recent video he posted on social media. Would Bo Nickal have been a better option? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. To stay up to date with the latest happenings in the world of mixed martial arts and boxing, please subscribe to Takedown MMA and turn on those notifications. Thank you for your continued love and support, and we'll see you in the next one.